Hey, welcome to the Yoki build. Hôm nay là gì? October
27.
27th,
Oh my.
2018. So we met with our builder. He's a really nice young man. Really cool guy. Really happy with him. Excited to see him work on the project. Um, when you meet with your builder is pretty much when the house will start framing. He actually started framing the day he met with me, and not prior. And there you go. Just went through a short meeting. You know, he went over what he was gonna do, and kind of like he had like a little document to just reaffirm that they're gonna do a quality job. You know, they're gonna have to sign up on some documents saying this is what you expect them to do. Just have it all in writing, I suppose. It sounds funny, but you know, it's a nice touch. They don't have to do all these checkups and all these promises that they say they're gonna do. Um, but you know, they're at least saying it, and you know, they're putting in writing, and just giving you that uh, extra peace of mind. Hopefully, everything comes through. So far, the residents of this community in general is giving really good, favorable. Em muốn nhận xe không em?
No, no, baby.
You sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
Không lạnh hả?
No, go ahead.
So it's quite chilly out here today. That's why the wife is trying to stay in the car. Um, okay, so you can see how now that with the frame up, the house looks a lot more roomier. And some of the homes that if, you know, I'm pretty sure that the community you're going to be in is probably going to have some homes coming up. So you can go ahead and tour. Most of the homes are they generally have the same layout on the first floor. Even though, you know, the outside is different and the lot sizes and yada yada, they're different, you know. But just, I think I find that 60% of the homes have the general same first floor layout. Um, right now, the garage for this home looks uh, pretty big. Before it looked really tight. Wouldn't know really what's gonna look like once it comes up. But I suppose from what I hear, it's a little tight. But you know, it is what it is for your car, and it does its job. It's not really supposed to be there to I don't know, like store extra stuff, or else you're gonna pay a lot more, you know, in square footage and yada yada yada. It's just the more concrete they pour in the foundation, the more you're gonna pay for the house. So, this is our porch, the standard porch. What you're gonna find is it's just really enough. I'm finding in most of the homes here to put your chair on and walk to sit on it. It's not an area where it's just gonna host a little sit around. You know, if it was maybe to this wall here, you can probably have like a sit around with your friends and a nice screened in porch, but it's not. That's not the way it's set up, which is fine. And you can see how the house is resting nicely. The foundation is just not resting on the ground; it's resting on this stem wall. So hopefully it gives it a better foundation. I'm not too savvy on that. So you can see stepping in. Here's going to be our what they call the great room, which is living room. Kind of forgot the measurement. Kind of like 17 by 14 maybe. Good enough area to you know, like put a couch right here and have a nice space. I saw their model home in the same community. Quite spacious. You know, it's not like you're gonna step in. My wife has that worry that you're gonna step in and see the couch. You know, because she felt that there's not enough uh, wall to room to see the TV. But you know, there's gonna be enough room here. Put a couch. You're not gonna walk into a house with a couch in front of you. It's gonna be on the side, and that's gonna be our TV. We paid for the I think it was $300 for them to pre-wire speakers. We're gonna have speakers pre-wired, a surround sound system pre-wired for us. So you're not gonna see some wiring or you know places that's just a plug underneath. It's just gonna run kind of clean throughout the wall, and we're gonna hang up the TV. Right now we're in the phase. I guess I don't know when they're gonna put these, take these away. Well, of course, you know they're doing their job to support the walls. I think the project would have been further along, but we had rain yesterday, and the Chad, our builder, said that they don't work during rain, which is for safety reasons. Fine with me. I'm not in a rush. Here's going to be our kitchen, although I don't know, I prefer really not to have a kitchen because I have a nice because we have a nice island, enough for you know for maybe 3 people to eat at our island. And then we have this nice flex room over here that you can maybe turn into a dining room. But just in general, I like a nice open space. And I'm not too sure. I think maybe this wall can be knocked down. I'm not too sure if it's... I used to think that it would be this wall here. If it could be like take it away, that'd be nice, because I like a nice open space as opposed to having this half wall here. And I'm not too sure if this is load bearing anymore. You know, you have these other beams across, and suddenly there's this one in the middle. So I'm not too sure if it's a load bearing beam. Like that. Right to the other side. It's a half wall. So, but the other beams, they don't have it. But if anyone knows if it's if this is really a load bearing beam, I'd like to know, because I prefer just to remove it. I don't really care for having something right in the middle to divide the walls up. So. You can see the PEX, water, and the sewage pipe. That's where our island's going to be. Here's where our kitchen is going to be. We upgraded a lot of a kitchen. I'm fine. My wife, she really wanted a nice kitchen, so we put a lot into the kitchen. The standard was, we upgraded from the standard cabinets, from the 30 to the 36-inch cabinets, and then we painted it white. So that's another option. You're gonna, and then we got the granite counters. So the options guide doesn't go over this, or did they give you? They don't also give you pictures of what you're gonna expect. But to me, it was a rather small selection of granites. The level 1, you might not want the level 1. That's $3,000 just to upgrade the tops of the kitchen counters, and that includes the island. Yeah, includes the island. So and then they went level 2 was I think 44,000. And level 4 was 4,000. No. Level 1 was 3,000. Level 2 was 4,000. And then, what's it? So you get what I'm saying. The first level is 3,000. The second is 4,000. And they actually have a $5,000 granite too. But at that point, you can just pretty much opt for the quartz, and that's 4,000. I mean, yeah, five. They also have a 5,001. Yeah, so they have 3, 4, and 5, and granite. And then if you're buying the last level of granite at 5,000, you can pretty much just drop the granite and get the quartz for 5,000. It's just my point. I mean, to me, having something as quartz it's nice, and not all you hear from homes are granite around this neighborhood. So I thought it would be, why not invest in quartz too? And then with quartz, it's less cleaning, less maintenance involved. You don't have to resurface it every year, which is what you have to do with the granite. So, and then here is our flex room. Not too sure what size wood these are, but looks good. Good quality wood. I guess they haven't painted the bottom of the woods yet to prevent to prevent termites. I see that in a lot of homes where they just paint or I don't know if it's the wood or they paint from the bottom down to prevent termite. Our back porch is not, they haven't put it concrete in for the back porch. And that's what I guess we're expecting that later. There'd be a second level to our home, but that's not installed just because of the rain. And then here is kind of like the closet once you come in from the garage. Let me see. So, and here's the stairway going up, garage into I kind of wish that this could have been converted to a mud room. They had something called the Cubbies option upgrade for 600, where they knock out this closet and make it into a cubby area, kind of a mudroom storage space. But it would have been better to have a mudroom created over here. I know that kind of ruins the open layout that we're trying to have with this home. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure the architects and designer could have worked in maybe like a closet into the wall of this garage, kind of sink in and come out. Because as you can see, you don't need, the car can still go straight in and still have enough room to park and open the doors. This is kind of like the back of it, and they could have sunk in, that to have, it's a much better feature if your guests can just come in and throw their coats or whatever on the side. Now as the home is finished, you don't have anywhere to really put your stuff. You have to come all the way back here to put your stuff here. That's kind of an inconvenient feature. I did not think of that until after, and that's something that maybe they they could do in their future homes. And here's the powder room, a small half bathroom. So looks kind of small now, but as I recall, is a little bigger when it's finished. Okay. By the way, I see a lot of I see a lot of people touring their homes, and I think I remember, if you're going to tour your home, the builders would like you to contact them. So the people who work, do the construction, they work Monday through Fridays, and They pretty much work all day. I asked what their work hours were, and there isn't really a work hour. Chad Chad says that they pretty much work from sun up to sundown because they like to get ahead of their work. Um, so in that case, that the builder wants everyone to just let them know to be safe when they come into a construction site, and contact the builder before you come so that he can ensure your safety. That's also a nice feature, you know, hey, you know, they're just throwing it out to, you know, to be safe around your area. They say that if you, you know, you come alone by yourself, just to, you know, have common sense, and because it's still a construction site, and they don't want to be liable for your kind of mistakes. Let me see. Oh, one other thing I learned that's really useful during my meeting with Chad is not only did he show me the lot, the size of the lot, which is nice and big, but you know, you kind of don't really know how big your lot is. You can determine how big your lot is by going to some of these poles in the ground. You can, if you come down here, you can see like an orange flag. Well, that will be removed in time, but if you really want to know your property line, kind of an idea of where your property is, there are these stakes in the ground, these rebars that they punched right into the ground. And if you dig deep enough, you can dig this by hand. If you dig deep enough, you can find the rebar. So you you can see this rebar here. So that marks where your property is, and you can just trace it, you know, with a thread, a cotton thread, all the way back to the next rebar, and it just marks your lot. So we have a pretty, like I said before in my other videos, we have a pretty big lot. We pay $2,000 for ours. A lot of these lots they don't charge for them, but there's got to be like a super nice feature for them to charge. And I think the stretch of land here, if your pretty much if your property is not not encompassed by other lots, if you're living in a cul-de-sac, I think even that those lots are going to be 2,000. Otherwise, you can just, you know, pick one of these inside here, save yourself the 2,000, and put it back into your kitchen or whatever. Well, you're really going to need. If I knew any better, I would have just taken one of these lots outside, take the $2,000 and invested it into my maybe a laminate flooring or something. Oh, then that's another thing. So we chose our to I'm gonna sneeze. And that's my wife. So they're waiting for me to finish. To Hey! Hi!
Hi.
Okay, you're gonna remember this when you're growing up.
Hi.
So, continuing. So yeah, so the one way we saved money was flooring. And you'll notice that the first floor you can save a significant amount of money. This is one thing that I kind of was good and bad about, and I didn't know as a first-time homeowner. So what you want to do is, if you want to save money, then just bypass their flooring option and just take the first floor as it is. Now, I was kind of dumb in that I wanted everything uniform in my first floor, so I took vinyl for the whole. Now, the first floor already has some vinyl in the kitchen, the bathrooms, but they don't have it. They have some carpeting on the first floor, so I changed out the carpet and made the whole first floor vinyl. So I paid for that upgrade, about $900. What I should have done was just to take the floor as is. So I would have saved myself $900, and then just go ahead and I heard carpeting is easy to tear up, and vinyl you can work over the vinyl. So there's not much you have to do if you take the floor as is, and then go ahead and buy the material yourself and install it, or have someone install it yourself. And lots of the flooring that you can do these days it can be done by yourself. It's click. Maybe you go as far as to lay a kind of like a moisture barrier, a kind of a sheet over the foundation, and then install your flooring of choice over it. I mean, if you're doing hardwood, then I guess, I mean, whatever the application that you're flooring, but I think the flooring to choose is either laminate flooring or Pergo. My boss, my colleagues, they've done their own stuff, and they swear that it's just you can save a ton more money just doing it yourself. Now, if you have True Homes doing it, True Homes. Now, for my square footage, and it's been a while. I think it was like a $4,000 deal just to have my. I think so. I have my first floor. Let's see. I have a 2,300 square foot house, so it's a 1,150 square foot for first floor. So for 1,150 square feet, I'm paying $4,000. I mean, and if you can upgrade, you can go from 4 to I think 7 or 9,000. Now, don't quote me on all that, because I haven't looked at my numbers in a long time. But I mean, but you can turn around and just do that for half the cost. I think there are people in the neighborhood, and if you just talk to your neighbors who already have their homes, if you just talk to them, they're gonna 90% of the time, they're gonna know someone in the neighborhood or a service that does, add-ons. If you're missing something, like I have a neighbor who's say she regrets not having because these homes, if you buy a single garage, you're just going to have a single driveway. And that's really hard for your car being inside the driveway. It's going to be blocked by the car out here. And I think some neighborhoods, I don't know about this one, but some neighborhoods don't even allow you to park on the street. So, so you're going to have to move. So to prevent that, you have to pay for this additional driveway to park your spare, your second car here, so that you don't have to move your car all the time. And like in my last video, what I said was I got a tapered. You can see how it's tapered in, and it goes out that single driveway. And so my biggest regret now is not to have the full. So this tapered was $700, and the full treatment was, I think, $1,000 or $1,100. Now, my neighbor has the same situation. She has the single driveway, and she knows someone she's gonna pay, and they're gonna install a full two car driveway.